Welcome back, all you sports and gambling fans out there. Today we have some NCAA basketball betting coverage for you. And joining me here, Joe Gavazzi, our SBR contributor. The game we're looking at here is the Vanderbilt Commodores going up against the Stanford Cardinal. Joe, it's always a pleasure to have you here, man. How you doing today?
Thanks, Dax. We're doing great. A pleasure to be here with you and all the viewers out there. Let's get started with our NCAA winner in NIT action.
All right, let's start picking apart the Vanderbilt Commodores, who are coming into this matchup on a two-game winning streak. Now, they also covered the spread in those two games. Now, they've gone 8-2 straight up in their last against the spread in their last 10 games. The Commodores are shooting 50.7% from the field and 44.8% beyond the arc over their last 8 contests. But, could this particular game prove to be a little too much for them, considering that their opponent is pretty tough on the defensive side, Joe?
Yeah, that's going to be a problem for them, but there are other issues for Vandy. First, let's give them their props. Since a 7-game losing streak at the end of January, this young, emerging offensive powerhouse under veteran head coach Kevin Stallings has turned things around to enter this game 10-3 straight up in ATS, but they'll be doing so in a terrible scheduling spot. They did get an opening NIT win when they had to travel cross-country to St. Mary's, return home this weekend for a victory against South Dakota State, a team who just came off a road upset underdog win themselves, and now must return to the West Coast just 6 days after that St. Mary's win to play the Stanford Cardinal. A very bad scheduling spot. Admittedly, as we stated, they are playing great offensive ball, averaging 83.5 points per game in the victories, and one of the hottest shooting teams in the field. But tough scheduling scenario for Vandy may prove to be their demise in this one.
All right, on the other side, we have the Stanford Cardinal, who are also riding a 2-game winning streak of their own. And they also covered the spread in those 2 games. The deal is that they haven't been as fortunate as the Commodores, going an average 5-5 straight up and 4-6 against the spread in their last 10 games. Though they haven't had to travel as much as Vandy, which could help them out in this fight against the Commodores. But besides that, Joe, what else can you tell us about the Stanford?
Well, the Stanford team, as we spoke before, is clearly the better defensive team in this matchup. And combined with the home court and the better scheduling situation, we're going to look at Stanford in this one. Remember, Stanford has been home for their 2 games so far in the NIT. Home at Maples Pavilion, where they're 15-3 straight up this year. A closer look at those 3 losses shows them to be against Pac-12 opposition, Arizona and UCLA, 2 teams who are in the Sweet 16, and Oregon, a team who was in the round of 32. No shame in those losses against 3 teams all superior to Vanderbilt. At a value price on a strong home court, this is a good spot for Stanford with a better defense.
All right, Joe, so I'm taking that we're going to be laying the 3.5 points on the Cardinal, and this is mostly because they have a better defense than the Commodores in this case?
The preferred side will be the Stanford Cardinal. Along with the better defense, we also have that strong home court where they've lost only to superior teams, and clearly the better scheduling opportunity where they've been home in their cozy nest at Maples Pavilion, while Vandy has had to traverse the country twice in the last 6 days. Your play here, Stanford, minus the 3.5 points on their home court.
All right, fantastic, Joe. Thank you very much for all the insights and the pick here, and we'll talk some more college hoops again tomorrow.
You're welcome, Dax, and good luck to all you guys out there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, good stuff, man. And everyone else, don't forget to check back with us tomorrow for some more sports coverage and your free picks. Till then, for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.